answer is first of all. Second of all. Third of all. Absolutely. Definitely. No. This one's for my dignity. No more doing life with people who don't want the best for me. Accepting any old thing, not what I deserve. Being loyal to expired things, begging to be seen, fighting to be heard. Makes me lose my sleep. If my makes me lose my joy. Oh, requires me to shrink. You know what the answer is. You know what the answer is. First of all, second of all, third of all. Absolutely, definitely. No, I can't afford to waste my time on a job or a person or a space in my life. Oh, so if it's raining now, if it ain't working now, and if it's broken out, 'cause I gotta draw the line. First of all, second of all, third of all. Absolutely, definitely. No. First of all, no. Second of all, third of all. Absolutely, definitely. No. You're far too kind. You're far too kind. That was, of course, my No song. If you don't know about it, get it in your life. Go ahead and download it. It's everywhere you get your music. I have the No shirts. You want to get the No shirts. And I now have a dance version of the song. You want to get that to add to your playlist for your workout videos. What am I talking about? Your workout exercises or your spin classes, or put it on your playlist to do your high-powered exercises or all of that stuff. Basically, exercise with the song. But you already know what time it is. Cue the music! I got a space that's all mine. Feels like home, is so much joy inside. Laugh and sing, have story time. Come hang with me. This is my sanctuary. All right, I'm back. I had to, spend my little drink or whatever, what have you. But I'm excited. This is another week, and we're going to have some fun. We're going to talk a little bit about just some things, some life, some lessons, some funnies. But I want to talk to you about the No song. So it's important, of course, for us to set boundaries in our lives, and to make sure that whatever we have grown from, we don't go back to. Mind you, imagine if we tried to fit in old clothes, old shoes from our childhood, things that are clearly not going to fit us anymore. We would look crazy. So imagine that. Imagine you trying to fit into old relationships, old places, old spaces, old friends, old family. That's a whole nother story that we can get into. But imagine trying to fit into spaces that you no longer belong in. You've outgrown them. So that's what the No song is about. It's about setting those boundaries and moving and growing in your life. There's so many ways that we can level up. But it's like, how many times do we allow ourselves to keep looking back in the rear view mirror? It's a lot to say. Or rear view mirror. If y'all don't know, I'm very country. I'm from North Carolina. I've been a Georgia peach for going on 13 years now. So sometimes those accents, they collide. They collide. So it's, those things like that. But I need to work on it. I'm working on it. But yeah, it's important. So make sure you get into that no song and allow it to bless you. Allow it to change your life. Speaking of family, I think a lot of times we think that because a family member has been a certain way for a certain amount of time, that it's okay for us to leave them alone. It's okay for us to ignore it. Oh, we don't want to ruffle any more feathers because they're not going to change. Okay, but guess what? For me, I'm going to at least give it enough tries to show you that your actions are not suitable for someone your age, for someone of your likeness, of someone who should be matured at this age. The Bible talks about when we become an adult, we put away childish things. I do believe that it's important that we stay connected to the innocence of our childhood, that we should be childlike in certain ways. But when it comes to growing up and maturing and having adult conversations, it's important that we stand 10 toes down, stand on business, okay? Stand on business and be adults about the conversations. Every conversation is not going to be great. There are some people who, for me, I always look at, well, if I haven't had an argument with this friend, like, what's going to challenge our relationship? Where's the challenge going to lie? And I used to be a person who got upset with people telling me no. We talked about saying no. But I used to be a person who would get upset. Like, how dare you? But that's how I grew up, where, my dad, love you, but my dad would get upset for a long time with being told no. And the thing is, it's like, there's so many other people who could tell you yes. And also, you don't want to wear out the folks who you've gotten your yeses from. Because at some point, especially if it's a business relationship, you have to be careful with that, because business is business. You have to pay people their fee, because you would want somebody to respect your business if you had one and it required, you to take hours from your day to work with the skill that you have either paid money for or taken hours to learn and invested into. And to do that for free, provide a service for free, it's like, I can only give you but so many discounts. Okay, at some point it's going to be like, all right, bro, you pushing it. You've been a little greedy. You've been eating long enough now. Stop being greedy. Keep it real, partner. Give it to the needy. Shouts out to DMX. But yeah, it's important that we have the necessary conversations with even family members. And at some point, if you realize that person cannot grow, you gotta cut them off. And I'm a person that I've blocked people. Yes, I have. I will block you. I don't care who you are. And it may be it's a lot of times, I'm going to say it's a lot of times for my mental sanity, for me to make sure that I don't over obsess about what was said or what didn't get said or how you said this. And it becomes taxing. And, I know a lot of times, I'm going to say, as people of color, we have a tendency to find it hard to back down. I've tested quite a bit, and I don't always understand why God tests me so much. Lord, I'm not one of your strongest soldiers. I'm strong, but I'm not a strong soldier, if you what I'm saying. You understand what I'm saying. But God, he tested me a lot. Like, people saying slick stuff. Just this week, my daughter had a speech therapist to call, and she called to find out about a missed appointment. So apparently there was an appointment set in December of last year. Well, mind you, a whole holiday happened. We were out of town. I sang at least 3 or 4 times out, and we just got life, and so the appointment was January 20th. Well, I'm sorry. Were you not going to send me a reminder of said appointment? Why didn't you send me a reminder of said appointment? If it was important, it's important for me to be there And it's important for you to make sure I don't miss it. So the lady calls me and she's like telling me about the appointment. So I'm explaining to her, oh yeah, it wasn't on my calendar. So of course the intent was to be there. We know it's important for us to be there. And so she's like, so I said something about it because she kept going back and forth with me. I try not to be hot-headed, but at the same time, don't punk me. Once upon a time in my life, I used to let a lot of things fly. I used to let people disrespect me, be mean to me, or call me names, or people poke at you, and I did not know how to stick up for myself. I grew up very timid, and I didn't always know how to express myself. So I, now that once I found my fight, come on now, when I found my fight, I was like, oh, you're not going to punk me. I got words to say. And that's why, when people playfully, kind of pick fun and they want you to go back and forth, I stay silent, especially if it's a business relationship, because I'm like, do you really want this smoke? You really don't want this smoke, because I'm normally silent in a lot of situations. Anyhow, let me get to my point. So, my daughter was supposed to go to an appointment. We missed it, obviously. So I said something to this lady over the phone about playing dumb a little bit, just because I was trying to de-escalate her tone. She already kind of gave me an attitude. Oh, so you missed it. And I'm like, why would I purposely? Anyway, so she says to me, I can't remember what I said, but she said, had you been there, you would have known. Whew. My God today. Excuse me, ma'am. Who you talking? I'm supposed to be sitting up. Who you talking to? So what I did in the middle of this conversation, I hit mute on my phone. And I said, I know she's not talking to me like that. So I went back, I unmuted, and I finished the conversation. She went through all of those extra emotions just to find a solution to me missing the appointment. Oh, I guess I could try to do the assessment here at school. You went through all of that being disrespectful to me and talking down to me and condescending, when you could have just taken that time to swallow your emotional reaction, right? And be professional when you're talking to a student's parent and provide a solution instead of going through your emotional reaction because you felt like it. Ma'am. So once again, I don't know why God tests me so much with that. I don't know. And I feel like I've succeeded often. I can tell you several stories that I've, experienced in the past few months. And I'm like, who you talking to? And I don't normally say that to the person because I'm like, I'll laugh it off. Or I'm really good for humming things off. I'll sing it off. Like, y'all be like, I know people be like, you sing everything. I really do. And I have to. Because it keeps me at peace. Because otherwise, I'm going to jail. But, in that moment when I was having that conversation with my daughter's counselor or whatever position she holds, I also had to remember who the conversation was for, who the service was for that she was talking about. And in that moment, I chose to be the bigger person, be the better person, so that my child would not get the reaction intended for me, if you will, given to her. Because the thing is, how we respond to things right now will affect our future, whether we believe it or not. So, I said all that to say, we have to practice self-control. I know it's hard sometimes. I know we want to snap back. But how are you growing this year? That's my question to you. How are you growing? What areas in your life are weak where you feel like I could pull up here? For me, to be honest, one of my weak areas in the past, well, I'll say in the past few months has been working out. I've had very strong months where I'll do the work, I'll work, I'll get the results. I feel good about myself. I feel good. I look good. And then I'll just fall off. And I think what's happened before is like I'll get an injury and then, I find myself like taking time off and then I start finding more and more excuses. And it's hurtful in the end because it's like I've had these body goals for a long time, right? I used to be a bigger girl, not like, big, but no offense to my plus size ladies, but that's for me, I used to be bigger and I used to love it. Like I got the attention when I was in high school from that body type. Not saying that's what I was looking for. I'm just letting you know. I was a curvy girl, okay? So I just, over time, my body started to change. And then when I went overseas to work, I was on stage for hours on end. And at that point, my body really shifted because I was working hard. Like my first week working on stage, I was in Singapore. My first week working on stage, my ankles were swollen by the end of the week. When I say swollen, I've never seen my ankles ever swell. And so here I am like, oh my God, I got swollen ankles. So, like it was an adjustment for me to have lost so much weight, if you will. I lost weight before, but I always remain having my, my little donk. And so I've had to gain it back over the course of time. And so I know what I'm supposed to have body wise. And I've just dropped the ball so many times and I get so in my head about it. And then full transparency, I have a little gut. I know some people, I'm very hesitant about talking about it because I know people judge smaller folks. They naturally say, oh, you ain't got no fat. And I'm like, okay. Case in point. Can y'all see my double chin? Didn't know I had that. Also, you can't see my gut right now because I have been working from food and doing some exercises. I actually worked out last night and I feel so good about it. And 20 minutes is all, you know what I'm saying? That 20 minutes is really all I have in a day. And even in that, it's like 2:00 in the morning because I have so many things that I have to put together to accomplish. And sometimes it takes me to do research. And then by the time I do the research, I have to create like graphics for things. I have to create like email pitches for things. And then I have to tweak like my website. It's a lot. So by the time I've used my brain all day, I'm tired. I'm exhausted. My brain is like this on a consistent basis. And then being a wife and then being a mom and then having to put out fires and trying to advocate for my child or doing homework or finding outfits or washing clothes or it's always something, right? Creating content. It's a full-time job and I get exhausted. So yeah, that's my question for you. Where are you growing this year? What areas are you weak in? I am committing to myself to have body goals. I'm going to give myself 2 months to be consistent. And of course, the goal is to be consistent forever. I have a actor friend whose body is chiseled. When I tell you chiseled. And it's like, I see his consistency. I remember we were acting. I had to act for something a couple years ago. And he threw something at me. So I went to punch him. Y'all, my hand, literally, you see those cartoons where you hit a strong person and it hurts your hand. Literally, I was like, ah! The crazy thing is, like, he's like solid muscle. And that by itself is always like, is noble. Like, for you to be able to have that much commitment to yourself and to your body, that's something worth like aspiring to. And that's what I want. I've been saying it for years. Literally, when I say for years. And I'm sick of the lip service. No more lip service for me. I'm going to make it happen. So anyway, y'all, that's my challenge to you. Find what you are weak in, where are you growing this year, and make you a plan and stick to it and get it done. I wanted to plug my mug. This is my sanctuary. What are you drinking, sis? Thank you for asking. So this is actually, hopefully I don't have chocolate in my, hopefully I don't have chocolate. It's not chocolate, but it looks like chocolate in my teeth. But, yeah, give me a second. But what's in your mug? Thank you for asking. First of all, you can get this. This is my sanctuary mug from my website. It's my Etsy site, Etsy. If you are local to Atlanta, please hit me up. We could just do an exchange here in the city. Huh? Want to do it? Huh? What are you drinking? I'm so glad you asked. So I'm drinking this RYZE mushroom coffee. It is an acquired taste. Okay, here's your rule of thumb. Lots of honey. Now, I don't think that sugar would work with that because the mushroom coffee texture is it's almost like it's like the consistency of brown sugar already, but it's like more fine. So then, you don't want to have, now it does dissolve, but you don't want to have like those crystals in your drink unless that's how you roll. That's just how you roll. If that's how you roll, then do you, boo. But as for me and my body, I don't really do a lot of sugar and stuff anyway because I am a singer. And sugar is not really good for your body. Although I love me a good dessert, blah, blah. I love me a good dessert. And then I have some chocolates. You know the chocolates with the cherry on it in the inside? I'm a sucker for them. Am. So, yeah, you want to make sure you have some honey in this thing. And you could go to, I have a link in the description box if I want to do it. And you can use my code and get you a nice percentage off of this drink. Also, since I'm already in the plug spirit, I have these Devash date superfood snacks. Check her out. Check me out. Check me out. Check me out. So I pretty much have eaten all of these that I had. I'm gonna tell you this. This is coconuts and dates. Absolutely despise coconuts. I have not liked coconuts in my entire life. I will have some coconut milk in something, but flakes, you keep that over there. I don't want it. It makes me gag every time. That's not for me. Never has been, never will be. But what I can do is show this to you. My children may eat it, but when I tell you I have devoured these snacks, I have to order me some more. Hold on, give me a second because this is loud. Very loud. It's taking a while. I'm trying to put my teeth on it. Here we go. I'm gonna. Jesus Christ! See, I'm gonna show you what it looks like. This is the one with coconuts, but normally they have they have one that's really good. It's tastes like a brownie. So it's like cocoa and dates. And it's just literally those two particular ingredients. They don't add no extra stuff with it. It's bomb, no. But they have one with pistachios, one with, I think, walnuts. So good. But see, I was going to try to, brave this thing just so y'all could. I was going to try to brave this thing just so y'all could see me, taste test it. But when I tell you I despise coconut and then had a nerve, and that's their business. They had a nerve to put it all the way through. It's through and through, boo. It's through and through. I am not a fan at all of coconut. You can have it. So I'm gonna set this up here and then see if I can set it up so you can see it good. But yeah, shop with them. I'm not advocating for the coconut. If you like coconut, that's you. I'm not judging you for what you like, but for me, baby, I can't, make me want to gag. So, one last thing. Listen, y'all, if you gotta keep apologizing for something, if you gotta keep apologizing for your actions, let's pull up. Okay, let's pull up. Let's do better. Let's find the reason why we have to keep responding this way. Why do we always have to say sorry? Why do we always have an apology to offer up? Like, Jesus Christ, let's grow to a point where we don't have to always have a sorry on our tongue, on our lips, or even feel like we have to defend our actions all the time. We are all going through this life together for the first time. Nobody's been here twice. Unless you're a witch. And maybe some of y'all some witches. Maybe. But even if you are, like, find you a life coach, find you a therapist to help you grow so that you can mature to where you're supposed to be in life. Because the thing is, when you became an adult, you don't think like a child. You put away childish things. And once again, we came back to that particular point. Come on now. Another thing, let's not stress over people like that. If they want to act crazy in their lifetime, if they want to act cuckoo with you, let them be. I posted something today that said, toxic people sleep good at night. Go to sleep, dear heart. Go to sleep. Go to bed. Get your rest, dear heart. Let me say that again because I fumbled. I want y'all to get that, okay? I said, toxic people sleep good at night. So get your rest, dear heart. Baby, you can go to sleep. Because I know some toxic people right now. They sleep real good. Be snoring and everything. Snoring. Which means normally when you snore, you completely out of, you cold, you know. And we be stressing over people that could care less about their actions. They're so used to acting the way they act that it's who they are. It's second nature for them, and they will not apologize for it. And it's going to take Jesus himself, a whole miracle worker, okay? A whole miracle is going to have to happen on their behalf for them to change so that you can see the benefits of it. It might not happen on this side, okay? They just might have to cross on over wherever they're going before they change. But don't lose no sleep over that. Find something else to occupy your mind space with and leave them where they at. Okay? Anyway, love y'all. Thank y'all for joining me again for my second episode of This Is My Sanctuary. Y'all make sure y'all get that song. Because I know I keep singing it that way. I know somebody might be like, why she keep singing it like that when you say, this is my sanctuary? Because all this whole concept came from the entire concept inside of, that's penned inside of my Sanctuary song. And you got to get it to understand it. And I just pray that your space, it feels like home, that you can be yourself in your sanctuary, that you can let your guard down, that you can be transparent with yourself and with others in your space. And I just pray that you see the value in that so that you can live your full life to this fullest potential, to its greatest potential. All right. So, once again, thanks for joining me. Go shop with me, okay? Get all the stuff in the link in my bio. You got this. You got the no shirt. You got the RYZE mushroom coffee. I'm going to tell you this. I don't think I told you, but it's a little bit bitter. That's why I said you want to break that up with some honey, okay? Get you some honey. It's an acquired taste, but it has a little smokiness to it, so it's supposed to be really good for bloating and stuff like that. I deal with bloating a lot. Also, I think it's supposed to be good for energy. So I feel like I've had both experiences with it, and you want to get into your life. It's good. So you got this, you got that, and you got the Davash. And if you like coconut, do you, boo? They also have dates. I finished the dates. Like, I love them things. I ate them on up. I think the difference is with theirs, I feel like it has like a crystallization on it that is just amazing. It's so good. But you got to get it into your life, okay? So shop with me, and y'all have a blessed one. I'll see y'all next week. Peace. I got a space that's all mine. Feels like home is so much joy inside. Laugh and sing, have story time. Come hang with me. This is my